From aid to industry, France's new Africa strategy. In Nairobi, something unusual happened. Emmanuel Macron didn't come to Africa with a speech about aid. He came with a list of factories, a list of data centers, a list of minerals, ports, farms, power plants, and medicines. And for the first time in decades, the message from France to African leaders was not, "Here's what we will give you." It was, "Here's what we can build together." At the Africa Forward Summit in Nairobi, France and African governments outlined a new economic blueprint. Not charity, not development programs, but co-investment, industrialization, digital sovereignty, regional value chains, local manufacturing. A quiet but profound shift in how Africa is being positioned in the global economy. And at the center of it were 7 sectors that reveal exactly where the future is headed. First, renewable energy and green industrialization. Solar fields, hydropower, geothermal, green hydrogen, even nuclear development. But the key phrase was not energy production. It was local value chains. Africa doesn't just want to export sunlight and rivers. It wants to manufacture the panels, the turbines, the batteries, and the grid systems that power them. Because without electricity, there is no industry. And without industry, there is no economic leverage. Second, artificial intelligence and digital infrastructure. This may be the most forward-looking priority of them all. Broadband networks, regional data centers, cloud infrastructure, compute capacity, and one powerful phrase repeated throughout the declaration, digital sovereignty. African governments are increasingly wary of becoming dependent on foreign-owned servers, foreign-controlled data, and foreign AI systems trained on African information. This is about who owns the data, who hosts it, who trains the algorithms, and who controls the digital future of the continent. Third, agriculture and agro-processing. Not farming for survival, farming for industry. Cold chains, fertilizer systems, precision agriculture, agro-fintech, rural industrial hubs. The goal is simple. Stop exporting raw crops. Start exporting processed food products across the continent under the African Continental Free Trade Area. Food security becomes industrial strategy. Fourth, healthcare manufacturing. COVID exposed a painful reality. Africa could not produce its own vaccines, medicines, or diagnostics at scale. Now the focus is health sovereignty, regional pharmaceutical plants, vaccine manufacturing, medical technologies, collective procurement markets. Healthcare is no longer just a social service. It is a strategic industry. Fifth, critical minerals and local manufacturing. This is where geopolitics becomes impossible to ignore. Africa holds many of the minerals essential for electric vehicles, batteries, semiconductors, and clean energy systems. But the declaration made something clear. The future is not digging and shipping. It is processing, refining, and manufacturing on African soil. Made in Africa is no longer a slogan. It is becoming a policy direction. Sixth, maritime trade and the blue economy. Ports, shipping lanes, fisheries, coastal energy, marine ecosystems. As global trade routes become more contested, Africa's coastlines become more strategic. Protecting them from piracy and illegal fishing is not just security, it is economic defense. Seventh, infrastructure and regional trade integration. None of this works without roads, railways, energy grids, and digital networks linking African markets together. The African Continental Free Trade Area was repeatedly emphasized, because Africa's biggest market may ultimately be Africa itself. Why is France doing this now? Because the global economy is changing. Minerals are strategic. Data is strategic. Trade routes are strategic. Manufacturing location is strategic. And Africa sits at the center of all four. This is not just partnership. It is positioning. If this vision succeeds, Africa will no longer be known as the place where resources leave, but as the place where value is created. And that changes everything. This is Sal Peer signing off from Vlog End, where we work to uncover the true stories of Africa and the world. Thank you for watching. If this deep dive challenged your thinking and helped you see the complex forces shaping Africa more clearly, please consider subscribing. It helps us continue this work and ensures you never miss what comes next. We truly appreciate your support.